Hey, hey, Virgo, Mal, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you your 2025 yearly reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Virgo, grab your favorite beverage, grab a pen and paper, cozy on up because we are about to get deep. We're going to look at your monthly forecast, starting off here with your key theme and overall energy for 2025. You have authenticity, beautiful. This is all about you feeling comfortable within your own skin. This is about your integrity, honesty, and your unique vision. This is a year where you stand out, Virgo. You're standing out here from the crowd. It's like you are a wild flower amongst a bed of roses. And I feel like you have some talents and gifts. There's discovery showing up for you in 2025. So I'm excited to dive in here. So let's start off January 2025. You have divine guidance. What a beautiful start to the new year. This is angelic support. It's answers, miracles, prayers, spiritual strength, and assistance. So you're asking for help. You are asking for support and guidance as you start to set the tone for 2025. I feel like you're really getting in touch with your spiritual side. And this is interesting as well because we're shifting out of the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, into Pisces North Node, Virgo, you in the South Node. So what does that mean? It means that we're integrating spirituality with our daily lives. We are encouraged to trust our intuition, embrace emotional healing, and really focus on the big picture. It can also be releasing rigidity, releasing detail, obsessive tendencies. And I feel like that can be Virgo's shadow at times. So the fact that you're coming in with this spiritual strength is really telling me that this year is going to set you apart in some way. Let's take a look at what is being answered here. What are the miracles showing up for Virgo right off the bat in January 2025? All right, we have here the Five of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Wands. So already this fiery, passionate energy because some of you, Five of Wands is telling me some of you have gone through some struggle in 2024. There may have been a lot of obstacles, a lot of adversity, criticism, conflict, drama, basically. And is that going to completely end stepping into the new year? No. But what is changing for you is the energy, the vibration. We are now fully entering into a 9-year, 2025 equals 9. That's about completion. That's about accomplishments and service. So you're not partaking in the drama. You want to leave that behind. And I feel like your mindset is what's changing. The drama may still be there, but you don't have to be so wrapped up in it. And I feel like the Nine of Wands is coming up with a renewed sense of determination, a reignition here of bravery, overcoming any external hurdles that may have been thrown at you in 2024. And I also feel like you're taking a look at the people that you surround yourself with. You've heard the saying, birds of a feather, and I really am noticing that white feather right in the middle of this card here. It feels like feathers are flying everywhere, but I feel like the white feather is saying, wait a second. Are you surrounding yourself with healthy environments, healthy people that help you grow, that help you evolve? And it's even through some of the challenging people that you don't see eye to eye with, we can still grow. Sometimes that's where we grow the most. But I feel like you're coming in protected, first of all, with the Nine of Wands, and you have the hawk. So the hawk is above you, letting you know to focus on your goals, to focus on getting back to a place of better health, taking care of you and knowing your worth, because that authenticity and that individuality is saying that you're worth it. You're worth putting your time and your investment and your efforts into, even if it feels like there's conflict around it. I feel like self-criticism is something you're working on letting go of. Judgment may be something you're letting go of. I also feel like you could work better here in a group setting. So for example, let's say you want to get a gym membership and you're like, well, maybe I'll just work out at home. I can get a Peloton or I can turn on some YouTube videos and I'll just work out at home. Some of you that may work okay, but for others of you, I feel like it's important to put yourself in the midst of competition. Okay, putting yourself in the midst of competition, healthy competition, can reignite that determination and that courage within you to keep on going. Maybe even having some sort of accountability partner. So again, it goes back to your tribe and your team, the people who uplift you, even if they are complete strangers here. So you could meet some new people on your path. And I feel like you also have new professionals, maybe health professionals, medical professionals coming in to support you. This is also ancestral. It can be angelic realm. Some of you, your spirit guides, you're connecting on a deeper level and you know what to do. You know what you want to work on in 2025. That's what I see here. So expect miracles. Now in February, you have self-love. This is the energy of compassion and rest and acceptance. February is all about self-care. And I see that maybe you have self-abandoned. Maybe you've left yourself because you've gone through a situation that, fight or flight, or you may have felt abandoned from someone, therefore you had abandoned yourself. And I feel like you're coming back to this piece of your heart and you're saying, I will never leave you again. And I feel like there's a newfound sense of confidence that you have, Virgo, where you're really going within. You're embracing that Pisces energy and taking a look at all of the spiritual practices that you have incorporated. You're looking at, acts of self-love. And I feel like you're being a lot gentler and kinder to yourself this month. And that also includes the people in your immediate circle. You could be reminded that you are very much loved and you are very much supported. Page of Wands, beautiful. The page is about getting creative. Pages represent news and communication, and you have it double whammy showing up with the messenger. So for some of you, this has to do with you channeling messages from the divine and maybe honing in on a spiritual or creative project that you have going on. You could be learning more about something in the month of February, learning about astrology or learning about an alternative form of healing, maybe Reiki or hypnotherapy, meditation. I feel like there's some form of communication showing up that is going to remind you to put yourself first, okay? And that's not selfish. So often we've been taught that it's selfish to put ourselves first. And I feel like this month is giving you that green light for you to do something for you. Now, Page of Wands showing up here is also about your curiosity, your passions. There's a message coming in about your career, your project, something you're learning, a course of study, and you're going to have to listen to your heart, okay? You're going to have to listen to your heart here because you can see that her hand is on her heart. So you may have a choice to make, or it could be a message, an incoming message that you either receive, or it could be that you are the sender of this message, but you're delivering it with compassion. You're delivering it with kindness. Your creative imagination is sparked. I see that for you, Virgo, in in February, which actually is the start of Pisces season. So if you are wanting to learn about something here, or if you are expecting incoming news, it's showing up, and I feel like it's going to stir something deep within your heart, your emotions, and it's going to feel really good for you. In March 2025, you have career. So career is on the front center line in March. This could be climbing the ladder, advancements, promotions, a job change, possibly working on that creative side hustle or project or passion idea. This is showing up for you in March, which is beautiful because March is the beginning of Aries season, which is the astrological new year. So a lot of times this is really when things start to, get rolling. We tend to think that, yes, January is the start of a new year, but it's that astrological new year where we start to see things manifesting physically in our lives. And for you, it looks like career is shifting in March. So what do we have for career? We have the Three of Wands. Beautiful. This is the card of anticipation, planning, and courage. Success is but a move away. In your career, success is but a move away. And you have the Eight of Pentacles. You have metamorphosis. You're mastering your craft. You're loving what you're doing here. You have a move when it comes to your career. And I feel like there may be a little bit of anticipation around this move. There could even be some expectations around this, but you are ready to go explore your path. Don't hesitate is what Spirit is saying here. Don't get lost in the planning where you decide not to make a move, because this is your month. And we'll look at highlighted months throughout 2025. And I feel like March is a highlighted career month for you. Okay, so you have the Eight of Pentacles here. The Eight of Pentacles is, driving yourself to gain knowledge, to master a skill, to put in your best effort, to dedicate yourself to your craft, and to be experimental as well. You see that this cook is in the kitchen, and she has all of the resources, all of the food, the spices, the cookbook, and she may follow the original recipe, but because you have authenticity here as your key theme, this is about you adding your own splash. This is about you adding your secret sauce to the mix here, Virgo. And I see that you're being noticed. So when people eat your food, whatever it is you're cooking up in your kitchen, and this can be anything in your life, there's something juicy that you are creating at this time, I feel like it's going to stand you apart from the rest, because you have your secret sauce, your secret ingredient. Now, I'm also noticing the squid at the bottom, the squid or the octopus here, and it feels like there's a lot of resources that you have available that maybe you haven't tapped into yet. And I see here that there may have been some cutoffs, because they're giving me like the tentacle of a squid or an octopus. It's being cut off here. But what happens when a tentacle is cut off? I think they regrow, right? So there's regrowth in its place. So it may even be that you've had to learn through trial and error. And I feel like there's a new resource coming in for you. This could be a source of money. It could be a source of learning, skill, education. It could be partnerships. Whatever this is, it's actually transforming your life in a very profound way. You have the Metamorphosis card showing up, and this is Major Arcana card 24, which is a bonus Major Arcana in this deck. Tarot only has 21, and this is card 24. This is about cosmic connections. It is about renewal. It's the rise and shine. So you're waking up with purpose. You're waking up with passion. And when this shows up, this is embracing change and shedding beliefs around limitations. If you told yourself you didn't have what it takes to win, the best chef award here, or to put yourself on one of those, cooking shows, like the head chef, or it's a competition, right? It's a competition show, which we've seen in the beginning here in January. You have competition around you, but what is causing you to stand out from the rest? That's what I see you, spreading your wings. So in the month of March, there's something you're spreading your wings on and you're standing apart. And I just feel like you're impressing the judges, so to speak. If we're looking at the analogy of like the next best chef, or, I forget what those shows are called. There's so many of them out there, but I feel like you are impressing the audience. You're impressing your target market or your boss or your colleagues. There's a very impressive energy here for you. So spread your wings. Don't be afraid to try something new and add your own spin to it, because that's what's going to stand you apart. I love this month for you, Virgo. Beautiful. All right. So quarter one, it feels like you are planning and you're prepping and you're putting yourself, in the right hot spot in order to grow and evolve in quarter two. So diving into April, May, and June. April could be a month of travel. We have Wanderlust here. This is the card of, expeditions, tourism. Some of you could even have a career in like real estate, Airbnb. You could be an influencer where you're reaching people around the globe. You could be expanding your horizons, but this is also about, vacationing. So whether it's business or pleasure, I feel like there's either travel coming in or you're planning or preparing for it here in the month of April. So this is exciting. Let's take a look at Wanderlust, one of my favorite energies, because it's like the world card in tarot with the sun. So there is an opportunity here to feel very victorious and kind of graduate. You've come to a very pivotal point in your life. And I feel like there is a sense of graduation. Look, we have the messenger again. So there is some sort of news coming your way. You could be renewing like a passport. That could be a reminder for those of you that are traveling. Make sure that your passports or your visas, things like that, are up to date. Some of you, there's going to be some documentation required, especially if you are, expanding upon something. I mean, April is also the month of tax deadlines. So there could be maybe some money that you are working with. You could actually get favorable news, or it may feel like it's better for you than you thought, like a better turnout. Yeah, Six of Swords with the Emperor. Okay, so there's some authority here. You're moving on. You're able to move on from a situation that may have been a little bit challenging, or you're just excited to, get out of some old circumstances here, or have a fresh perspective, or have a fresh, environment, because that is going to inspire you in some ways. Now, Emperor, of course, can be big boss. It can be authority, governing agencies. And like I said, taxes here, or I am getting like a pilot. So someone who drives a plane, and because this is a big month of travel, maybe someone is getting their pilot's license, or it could be symbolic for you sitting in the cockpit of your own life. Like you are flying, you're flying the plane, and you could be taking off this month, or leaving on a jet plane, or flying a big one. I mean, whatever it is here for you, but I just feel like there's expansion. And with the Six of Swords, you're moving on and you're going through, a spiritual journey here. Some of you, this is a spiritual retreat or a spiritual path, but even though there's going to be some sort of discipline or structure, I still feel like you're going to have fun. Okay, I still feel like there's fun here for you. Now let's look at May. What do we have for May? Oh, look at that. You have the Bliss card, and this is beautiful. I haven't seen this too much, and this is like the Sun card in tarot, and I was just picking up on that Sun energy. So this is heaven on earth. It's happiness. It's sunshine, This is the Yes card. So there's going to be a whole heck of a lot of yeses for you in the month of May. Spirit, what is Virgo saying yes all about here? What's this about? Wish fulfillment. This could be yes for a new job opportunity. Some of you, it could be a proposal. For others of you, it could be a home. I just feel like this is the green light. And there is a lot of blessings. Look at, you have communication, you have travel showing up again. So someone is definitely moving, or you're seeing speedy results here in the second quarter of 2025. Virgo, this is really exciting. You have, oh my goodness, look at that. The 9 of Cups. It says wish fulfillment, or it doesn't say that, but that's what the card represents. It says it here on the Bliss card, and the 9 of Cups is known as the wish fulfillment card. This is the Wizard's accolades. You are getting some sort of recognition, accolades, a dream come true, travel, vacation here, a home. I mean, whatever this is, it's big. This is probably one of your best months of 2025. Spirit, what else do we have with this big old dream, this big old wish coming in for Virgo? Okay, we have the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. So what I'm getting for you here, the King of Swords tells me that this is something that you started to lose hope. You started to feel like it wasn't going to happen, is what I'm getting here. Skeptic, that's the word. You didn't feel like something was going to happen for you. You were very skeptic that this wish or this home would come up, or a dream would come up, and you started to lose sight of it. You started to lose the belief around it. But the Page of Swords is coming in here, and it's saying, wait a second, hold up, back that train up, because we're moving forward in this direction. And you have the 8 of Wands, which is the second fastest moving energy in tarot. So there is a fast track towards a dream that you thought wasn't going to happen, or you thought that something had fell through. But I actually feel like it works itself out, or there was a bigger, better opportunity for you than something that was passed up or denied. I love this month for you, or second quarter, I should say. This is a really powerful time. All right, Virgo, let's look at June timing. So timing here is a little bit of that waiting period. There may even be a little bit of still some hesitation. It's almost like pinch myself. Is this too good to be real? You know, is the other shoe going to drop? But I don't want you to get into that mindset, because there's something really blessed, really beautiful coming in for you. And I see here that in the month of September, or excuse me, June. Okay, well, maybe September is significant here. I mean, that is for some of you your birth month, April, May, June. So in the month here of June, there is a little bit of patience required. Yeah, September, I am getting that energy. So it almost feels like patience required, because by September, you will see results. Okay, maybe this is separate from the Bliss card, but it feels like you're working on something. Maybe there's a little bit of period of waiting, like a grace period, or like if you've purchased a home, maybe this is like a 30, 60, or 90-day period here. It feels like timing and planning is coming in here for you, but I'm getting by September, which I haven't even looked. What is your September energy? September here, we have a lot of growth. We have learning, we have teaching with the soul lessons. So let's dive into quarter 3. What do we have for quarter 3? Actually, wait, we just almost skipped the month. We almost skipped it. So let's look at timing. What do we need to be patient about? Bringing something together. The 2 of Cups in reverse, the King of Wands. So something is in the works. Okay, maybe this has to do with a partnership, or it has to do with a relationship here. There could be someone coming at a distance, and maybe that's been delayed. It's like you're really excited. You know, I want this to come together. I want to be able to live in this home, or I want to see my child who's went off to college, or, I want my partnership to come home, but it feels like there's a bit of a delay. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it with the timing card, but I feel behind the scenes, things are bringing something together here for you. Or they're bringing them into a different direction because something better is on the other side. So we have the King of Wands. This is what's on the other side, regardless of what's coming together ultimately in the grand scheme of things, the big picture of things, because the King of Wands is an influencer. He's someone who marches to the beat of his own drum. He's very active, very goal-oriented, very passionate. He can be the entrepreneur of the deck as well, or of the of the kings. And I feel like you're very successful, Virgo. You're very successful this year. You're very adventurous. You're very resourceful. But I feel like timing is of the essence for you. Spirit, why is the Two of Cups showing up here in reverse? Why does it feel like there's a bit of a separation? Queen of Wands. Okay, so we have a divine counterpart. Look at that. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. For some of you, if you're single, I feel like you're preparing and getting ready to connect with a divine counterpart. So that's what's coming together. Maybe that's why I feel like there's a separation. For those of you that are currently in a union and perhaps you've been wanting to take it to the next level, and it feels like there's been, I don't want to say an ultimatum, but it almost feels like there's been distance here. I feel like there is going to be some sort of choice. There's going to be some sort of opportunity for both of you to grow, for both of you to expand, whether that's together or separately. It's going to be different. And that's what I'm getting here is some of you, it's going to be apart. For some of you, it's coming together. But I mean, the King and the Queen of Wands, they are a divine match. So Two of Cups, bringing something together, even if that means honoring each other by parting ways. So I feel like time will tell. Try not to be impulsive in the month here of June. So let's dive in. I almost wanted to skip June. So some of you, that could be symbolic. So maybe you're like, I just want this to speed up. I just want to move forward. I just want to get into July already. So let's look at July. Stepping into quarter 3 of 2025, Virgo, you have intuition. This is paying attention to that voice within, paying attention to the synchronicities that are all around you. Remember, Spirit is always showing us signs, always. And sometimes because life becomes heavy, we have responsibilities and we get distracted, we don't always see those signs that are in front of us. And this is a month for you to become aware. If you feel like you have been distracted, this is about you pulling back in your energy, maybe meditating a bit more, getting out in nature. This is a really great month for expansion of the mind by allowing yourself to channel some creative ideas for you as well. July 2025, what do we have for Virgo? You could be heading to the beach. You could be spending time near water. We have the Two of Pentacles. Some of you may even be, you may be experiencing like memory, something with memory, but I feel mushrooms could help you with memory or brain fog. So maybe mushroom coffee, mushroom tea, or maybe even mud water, because I'm seeing the water here as well. But I also see for you in the month of July, the biggest message for you is to stay present. Stay present. Otherwise, that devil will sneak its ugly head back into your life, whatever that devil is, and it can cause you to numb, or to run away from some feeling, or to maybe overindulge, overindulge in foods, eat some things or drink some things that you could take to extremes. So just be mindful, be present this month, and try to avoid, getting back into that trap of temptation, that trap of instant gratification, because we could feel good in the moment for a couple of hours, but most likely you're not going to feel good the next day, or you're not going to feel good with something that you've said on impulse, or something that, it just feels like you're going to have some temptations this month to fall back into a trap. And I feel like the Two of Pentacles is saying, stay balanced. All right, let's look at August. What do we have for August? Virgo, you have choices. This is about making a choice or a decision in your life where right now you may feel like you're straddling the state line. Okay, I'm getting like Florida, Georgia. So some of you, maybe you live in Florida or Georgia, or there is literally a crossing over of a state line here. This has to do with balance and being in two places at once, or for some of you, it may feel overwhelming, like there's not enough of you to get everything done. Spirit, what's some choices that are being made, or maybe one big choice or decision that is showing up here in the month of August? What do we have for August? Two of Swords, another choice card. Okay, this is something big. Right behind it, it's do you hang on or do you let go? Okay, this could be of a relationship, a partnership. It could be your home. I feel like this is, again, the choice to hang on, the choice to let go with the Two of Swords. You may feel like you don't have enough information. It may feel like there's some indecision here, but I feel like it's important not to lie to yourself and to stay in your truth. Remember what your overall theme is: honesty, integrity, right? Real deal energy. And when we lie to ourselves, we feel like when we're in denial, we're not fully embracing that energy of bliss, of happiness, because underneath it, we know that something isn't quite right. And I see that the Four of Pentacles is reminding you that sometimes the material part of it isn't worth it. You can have all the possessions in the world, but if you don't have the heart invested, or if it's coming from a place of greed, or, if something is attached, that devil is attached to it, it's not going to bring you true happiness. So be mindful of that when you come up to this choice that you're making this month. So where do we see you going? Patience. Yep. There you are. You're going to be patient. You're not going to be impulsive. I also feel temperance is self-control. It's reminding yourself that you are worth giving yourself that tender love and care. This is something that you don't want to get out of control. That's why you have the choice now, because there is a chaotic energy sometimes around the temperance, and the temperance is bringing things back into balance. And you have the Eight of Pentacles showing up again. Self-development, focusing on learning and growing, putting yourself back on a track of education, or taking a look at a relationship. How can you grow and thrive from a situation? Or if this is your career, maybe learning an additional skill or putting that skill to good use. Remember what I said about the squid and the tentacle. Something is growing back for you, but sometimes you don't always see it because you're focused on the ending. You're like, well, I can't use that squid. It's no good. But really, while you were focusing on perhaps the loss of it, the ending of it, you didn't quite see that something was regrowing in its place, offering you another opportunity to use that squid, but in a different way, maybe in a different recipe, because we've talked about this showing up for you. Some of you could be chefs, okay? Some of you are really good in the kitchen. Some of you may have your own like baking business or cooking business here. You may be hosting some gatherings or events where you're bringing people together and you're feeding them. All right, let's look at the last month of the quarter. So September, which is Virgo season. What do we have here for September? I mean, August and September is, but we have lessons. Now, this is interesting because what I see you doing is you are inviting in those lessons, those shadows, those fears, the intimate parts of yourself. And it's like you've been sitting in a warm log cabin on a cold winter night, and you have the fireplace rolling and the big bear rug in front of the fireplace and the doors shut to the outside wind and to the blizzard going on. Well, this month, that intuitive part of yourself opens up that door, and the the cold air comes rushing in, and you're saying, all right, shadow, all right, lessons, all right, vulnerability and fears and criticism, come have a seat. Come sit next to me. Let's have a heart to heart. And what you're doing here is you are having a soul chat with your fears, with, everything that you've gone through, with your conditioning, your beliefs, your experiences thus far in your life. And we tend to do this when our birthdays roll around. We take a look at everything we've gone through in the prior year. And sometimes we have some pangs of nostalgia. Sometimes we are very proud of what we've gone through, what we've accomplished. And then there's other times that we tend to let that judgment energy come in, and we're unable to let things go. We judge ourselves. We fear going back to places that hurt us or wounded us, but not you, Virgo, not this month. You're inviting in all of the lessons, and you're saying, come sit down. Let's join hands. Let's join forces here. And how can we move together? How can we move together and move forward through this? So to me, that tells me you're facing something deep within you, and you're becoming familiar with your shadow. And I talk about this often, where when we can accept that each and every one of us have a shadow, we all have conditioning, we all have different attachment styles. But when you recognize it and you're able to work with it, instead of hiding it behind the curtain or putting it underneath the rug or suppressing it, right, or numbing it, whatever that is that you tend to do, which we all do because we don't like to feel those harsh feelings and emotions, right? You're inviting it in. And what does that mean? You're going to be able to put something to rest. Four of Swords, the Hierophant, the Tower. So to me, this is big. This is big because when you're inviting this in, I feel like when you have this heart to heart with yourself, it's like you're loving and accepting parts of yourself that you felt were unlovable. That's you truly shining in all your glory, shining in all your authenticity, Virgo. This is big. You are the real deal. And for some of you, that heart to heart is you inviting someone in. This could be inviting someone in and having that heart to heart and laying it all out on the line. And you're saying, I want to restructure, right? I want to restructure here. I want to destroy the old foundation and start new, because this is an awakening. This is changes to the dynamic. When it comes to your commitments, you may be reevaluating your commitments and questioning, is this still worth me investing my time and energy to, or have my priorities changed? And so I feel like there's a lot of deep spiritual reflection happening here for you, but you're able to put something to rest. So this makes me happy, telling me that mentally you are in a really good spot. I feel that for you showing up around your birth season. So let's dive into the last quarter 4 of 2025. Excuse me. You have letting go. I told you this is beautiful. You're letting go of something in the month of October. This is liberation. This is goodbyes, growth, ascension, and closure. This is life lessons. And we actually see soul lessons showing up. So it feels, because you have invited that cold or that shadowy part of yourself in for a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and you decided to have that soul to soul chat. There's something you learned within that soul to soul chat, and now you're able to release it. Instead of that heavy wind constantly knocking on your door, instead of that blizzard outside that feels like no matter what, it's hard to step outside the comfort zone because you're just going to get hit with a big old snowball, right? It feels like you're letting go of that. And when you go to open that door, instead of confining yourself to that cozy log cabin in the fireplace, you're walking out to a beautiful, sunny, summer, warm day. And I feel like there is so much liberation coming in here for you in the month of October. What's going on for Virgo in October? What are we releasing? What are we letting go of? Happier days ahead. Oh my goodness, you can't make this up. Four of Wands, 11-11 energy. 11-11 is manifestation. It's the card of marriage. Some of you are letting go of a marriage. For others of you, you could be moving in with someone. This is a new home. It's foundation. It is soul tribe. It's the card of celebration. I mean, look at Munchkin country here. Everybody is happy. Everybody is celebrating. I mean, there's a big win here. And you see the towers in the back that is representing the, ones, the 11s. So I feel like October is just a very beautiful month. Probably another highlighted month out of the year. We have the Three of Wands and the nine of Wands showing up again for you. Remember that renewed sense of determination and bravery? There you are. You're coming back in and you're saying, yes, I overcame some hurdles. I have done a lot in my life, but boy, oh boy, do I have a bright future ahead. And the Three of Wands is showing up, reminding you, because we have the 3 and the 4 here, reminding you that whatever you want to manifest, you can. This is about not getting lost in the planning, not feeling overwhelmed anymore, and letting it go, because success is but a move away, and you're making that move. You're making that move because you are brave enough to do so, and you have a triumphant reward here with the Four of Wands. Beautiful energy here, Virgo. All right, let's look at November of 2025. You can see clearly now the rain is gone. You have clarity showing up. This is all about things coming to light. This is about your authentic truth and your authenticity shining and paving the path. This is about you growing. Like I said, you're that wild flower in a bed of roses here. You are unique, and you see that the path is clear. Things feel a little bit lighter for you, a lot lighter actually. But you're getting clear about who you are, where you're going. You could feel a lot of inspiration and clarity when it comes to your career, when it comes to your relationship, your family dynamics. We have the Star. When does the Star come in? After the Tower. So if you've gone through a tower here, I do feel like there's a lot of healing. There is a lot of, surprise and awakening, which we did see that tower showing up in the months prior. So this is a new day, a brighter future ahead, and a lot of inspiration with this beautiful Aquarian energy. There's a big wish here for you. Spirit, what else do we have with this massive healing and a brighter future ahead? You have the Magician and the Queen of Swords. Wonderful. You're stepping into more of that Queen of Swords energy here, which is the chess. You see the chess game in the background. Success is but a move away. Now that you've got a sweet taste of success, there's no stopping you. You are partnered up with the Magician. And when the Magician and the Queen of Swords partner up, she is determined. She is assertive. She's direct. She knows what she wants, and she's going to make it happen. There's no distractions getting in her way. The Magician is her skills and her talents and her abilities, where she's able to communicate effectively. This is a very energetic, positive vibe. And I feel like you're moving forward with clarity, and you're sure of who you are. You're sure of your worth and your confidence. So remember that confidence piece on the authenticity. You're the real deal, and you are not ever going to settle for less than the real deal. And if people don't like who you are on that core authentic level, then it's just because they're not a vibrational match to who you are. You want to be able to attract people who are genuine, who are ethical, who are honest. And I feel like that's what you're manifesting. So ending the year, December 2025, you have law of attraction. So what are we doing with that Queen of Swords and that Magician? We are setting our sights because that's what the Queen of Swords does. She looks into that telescope, she sets her sight on what she wants, and she becomes that vibrational match, right? She takes action. She knows what she's going for, and she makes it happen. And that's what I see you doing here in the month of December. You have manifestation, you have positive affirmations, you're highly magnetic. What is it that you are attracting? December 2025, what are you attracting? Page of Cups. Could be new love. For some of you, it could be the gift of passion, right? Bringing passion and inspiration and intuition into your work. You have the, oh my gosh, the Nine of Wands again. You are a warrior. Do you know that, Virgo? There's nothing that you can't get through in this life. Even when life has knocked you off your horse on that white knight there, represented by the Nine of Wands, because you have been knocked off, but you keep getting back on, right? You keep getting back on the horse, and you're saying, I'm not ever going to give up. I'm not going to give up on myself, my dreams, my purpose, my family, my business, whatever it is. And I feel like you just keep getting up again. It's like you get knocked down, you get up again, and you are a powerful force to be reckoned with. But there is something beautiful. There's a love offer coming in, represented by Button Bright. The Page of Cups is news of an emotional situation. There could be some sort of news coming in, or you're announcing this news. Maybe this is a love or a romance. It could be an invite or the news of a birth, but it is the beginning of possibly a relationship, or the beginning of really opening yourself up to something or someone that really feels good. It brings a sense of innocence and enthusiasm into your life. And I feel like you're determined here to keep that heart open, okay? To keep that authentic version of yourself open. You're not going to shrink. You're never going to shrink back into an old you to fit in. You're not going to put yourself in a box, because your final outcome is the strength. There's the heart. There's the compassion. There's the kindness, because you have unleashed that wild within. Now that you got a little taste of what the wild means for you, right? You are living your life with compassion, kindness, strength, and because you're letting the heart lead the way, you're being compassionate to yourself, and you're honoring your truth, and because you've sat with some of those fears, because that's what the strength does. The strength invites in the shadows and says, come have a seat. Let's have a cup of tea. Let's have a heart to heart. What is coming up out of this? The sun. The sun is shining here. This is your final outcome energy, and it is beautiful. The sun is the card of happiness. It's Leo energy, which we're seeing twice here. So some of you have some strong Leo placements, or you could be on that Leo cusp as well. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo, calling in a Leo. That could be a love offer. Yeah, some of you are calling in a new love that can withstand the test of time. This is a love that, this person has compassion, but they have this inner youth about them. So for those of you that are partnered up at this time, I just feel like your partner is full of compassion and love. Yes, they've gone through a lot. They've gone through a lot that's kind of kicked them off that horse, but no matter what, there is sunshine at the end of, there's a rainbow at the end of every storm, and that sun is what comes in and illuminates that rainbow. And that's what I see here with the sun. So, wow, this is a powerful year for you, Virgo. I see that the second quarter is going to be a beautiful quarter, probably one of the best quarters of your year. But I also see this last quarter, quarter 4, showing up as very pronounced, very liberating and freeing, and a lot of really beautiful blessings coming in. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get knocked down. That Nine of Wands has shown up for you numerous times. So Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. It is overcoming obstacles, perseverance, and strength. And remember your starting energy. You have spiritual strength here. So whenever, again, life tends to kind of kick us off that horse, which it does. It bucks up. Sometimes things are out of our control and we have to let go or we fight to hang on, right? The big conundrum in life. And I feel like sometimes you're going to get bucked off that horse, but you're in full armor. You're in full protection. You're protected even through some of those battles that you've gone through. And I just see that you're stronger because of what you've gone through, but you have a lot of blessings and a lot of really beautiful things taking place for you in 2025. I love this. Virgo, if you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up. Feel free to save this and look at it throughout the year because you're going to discover hidden gems that you don't quite integrate now. Some of it you're going to, but when you come back to it, and especially after the month is over and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Now I can conceptualize it a little bit more. So make sure to save this, come back to it later. Thank you so much for tuning in, Virgo. I'm sending you lots of love.